All right, so today should be exciting, maybe. I'm going to install or attempt to install a Christmas present from my lovely wife, the new AXS SRAM Derailleur and the newest SRAM controller, AXS controller, that looks a little bit more like a typical shifter versus just the up and down toggle of the old one. So I don't know, we'll see how this goes. In this box, which is kind of crazy because it's a big box, literally just has the controller and handlebar clamp, which I won't need today. I'm just going to need this. In the XO1 box, we have the battery, which I've already charged up. Didn't take too long, but I wanted to make sure it was good to go for today. And then the AXS XO1 Derailleur. It's going to be awesome. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm certainly no mechanic by any stretch. I'm typically okay at doing my own maintenance stuff, but this one should be easy because I don't have wires. I get to take wires out. I don't have to put wires in, or cables, whatever you want to call them. The only other thing in this box is the B tension screw gap tool thing, which we'll use later, assuming we get to that point. So first thing we're going to do is pair this up. So let's see how that goes. All right, so first thing I'm going to do here is just flip this little tab up, pull this blank off plate out. I would make sure that you keep this just so that you can use it later if you're transporting the bike or something and don't want your battery in it, just to keep dirt and gunk out of it. Here I've got my battery. Get the blank off plate off of that. Same thing here, just to protect contacts and stuff would be best. I apologize, my fingers are frozen right now. To just keep that aside as well. So we got a little tab here on the battery. I'm going to insert that tab down in here. Just clamp it on. Bada bing, bada boom. Now I got this little AXS button here. I'm going to push and hold that. There's a green light. I should see it blink. Okay, so that's blinking. So now I'm going to grab my controller here, and I got that same AXS button on this. I'm going to push and hold that. So that starts blinking. I don't know if I did that enough or not. Let's try it again. Guess that's all you need. Then I'm supposed to be able to just tap this. Now let's see if this controller controls. I'm gonna get my fingers out of the way. Get my digits out of the way here. No. There it goes. That's pretty cool. I don't care. I don't care who you are. That's pretty cool. I dig that. No cables, and it's moving. I don't know, man. Computers are taking over. That's pretty awesome. All right, let's start tearing old stuff off the bike and put new stuff on. I did forget to mention that along with my super awesome wife getting me the AXS for Christmas, she also got me a new bike tool set from Fix-It Sticks. I have some of these for firearms and saw that they made bike tools, so I thought, heck, I got to give those a try, and they are some solid tools. So I'm going to try to do most of the install just using this tool. We'll see. Outside of like breaking my chain, and which I could do with this, but I'm not going to mess with that. I've got a better tool for that. Or for, what else? Cutting the cable and stuff like that, I'll get the proper tools for that. But for installing everything, I'm going to do everything I can with this just to see how it works. Super small tool set, fits great in my hip pack that I wear when I ride. So I think it'll work great for this. I'm anxious to give these a go as well. All right, so first things first, I'm going to find my master link here. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and lock my derailleur open and take that chain apart. And we'll just set that guy aside for right now. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and cut this cable, which, to be honest, makes me pretty nervous. But there she goes. Let's go ahead and loosen that pinch bolt. There she is. There's that. Oh, it makes me nervous, even though I know it's supposed to be okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up this controller. Or not, this isn't a controller, this is just a standard old shifter. Oh man, I don't like pulling cables, but that's what we're gonna do. First thing I'm gonna do is pull this one through the frame here, the rear triangle. Now, pull it out up here. It's kind of liberating, really, getting rid of all that. we will go ahead and curl this up to use another day, maybe on another bike, who knows. And just set this aside for now. All right, so up next, let's go ahead and take this rear derailleur off here. Let's see. Easy day. No. See if we can do this without pinching myself. There we go. Man, thing needs a good cleaning for sure. But hey, I got time to do that now. All right, let's go ahead and grab the new derailleur here. And see. Definitely not that side. There we go. Make sure this is in the right spot. Now, SRAM says explicitly on their site to not use grease when installing. So that is what I'm going to do, is not use grease when installing. Get that tightened down. I'll go back and torque everything up a little bit later on. Alright, let's go ahead and install the controller. I'm going to try and just use this in the same spot. Let's see, I need the right bit first. Alright. It'd be awesome if I can just plop this right in the same spot. Yeah. Helps immensely if you try to put it on the right way. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to work or not. It's crazy, I can hear it shifting back there. No, it actually works pretty much perfect. Sweet. So, I'm just going to tighten this guy down a little bit. Nice and snug. Doesn't need anything crazy. This has been on there for a while, but we're going to check that anyway. Dude, that is too cool. So you can see obviously it's not set up right now. But that's pretty cool. We're going to leave it in this far outside position and run the chain and start trying to get it all set up. Let's go ahead and lock this guy down. There's that. All right. Step one is done. All right, so next up we need to adjust the B-limit screw. We have this little tool here that'll give us a measurement. Basically, we have to put this, so I shifted up to the second gear, and I will install this on the gear number 1, and then bring it around, and this little point here needs to match up down here on this, the center of that pulley. So we, as you could tell here, we are quite a bit out of adjustment. Oh, I do need to let the air out of my suspension. Let's see. You need to let the air out so that you can have the sag set correctly. Alright, so I just let the air out of my rear shock. I'm going to try to, one of the cool things about my Niner is it has a little gauge here that will tell me when I'm at 30%. So I'm going to see if I can get this rigged up here to stay at 30%. I had messed this up. My derailleur's loose right now. I just loosened it up. This B adjust, let me see if I can point to it here, washer right here, even though I mentioned to make sure it's in the right spot, I did not have it in the right spot. I had it sitting too high up, sitting up here on the hanger, so I could not get my B adjust to be correct. So I loosened up the derailleur. And again, I don't know that I can show this real well. but I moved the B adjust washer down into its correct spot against this little part of the derailleur hanger. So now I'll tighten the derailleur back down and be able to make my adjustments. Alright, so now that I've got that washer in the correct spot, we're going to go ahead and tighten this thing down. Alright. Oh, I can't turn it. I've got it. So, right now I've got my suspension set to my sag. So if you can see there, it's at 30%. So I should be able to accurately now set my B limit screw. So let's try this again. Got this little tool. I'm going to attach this to gear number 1. And we're going to spin this around until, let's see here. What we need is to get that little point to be right in the middle of that screw right there. And as of right now, that is not it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make some adjustments to this B limit screw here. I think this is going to have to come out just a little bit. Nope, it's going to have to go in. So, let's see where we're at here. Oh. So I think we could get by with just a little bit more. Let's see if I can do this on camera. All right, I think that's about perfect. So, I don't know if you can see that real well on camera, but what I'm going for is the tip of that tool to be lined up right there in the center of that screw, that fastener, and I think we're there. All right, let's go ahead and do some shifting and see how this goes. All right, first thing I'm going to do is just see if I can't shift into the big ring, and we're going to set that. Oh, I guess I need to take my my rigging off here to be able to pedal. Wrong way. All right, so we're in the big ring there. Let's go ahead and adjust our low limit screw here. I'm going to turn this till it just makes contact. Oh, and I'm going to back it off just a touch. Let's see how that goes. Alright, that seems to be alright. So let's go ahead and shift up the cassette here. Well, that all shifted awfully well already, but let's go ahead and set that high limit screw.
again, I'm just going to turn this in until I feel it make contact. Then I'm going to back it off just a touch. There, I saw it moving. I'm going to back it off just a smidge, about a quarter turn. It's trying to shift, so we're going to back it off just a little bit more. Another quarter turn. All right, let's try shifting. Oh, hitting the stand. That's not quite right. So let's go back to gear 12. Let's try 11 again. Not quite right. 10's definitely not right. All right, so we can make some little micro adjustments. Let's see. I think I want that pulley to go a little bit outboard. So let's see if we can't do this. The way that this is supposed to work is if I press this button and hold it in, then I can use my paddles to adjust. So if I hold this in, that should make some little micro adjustments out. Let's see. Seems to be a little bit better. Let's see what happens when we try shifting again. Let me slow that down. So not upshifting's good. Downshifting not so much. Still need some little adjustments. I think I need to go outboard some more. Let's try. Oh no. So there's 3 clicks. Let's see how this goes. Let me slow it down. I think we're pretty much there. Maybe one more adjustment. Oh, it's so sweet. All right, I think we might be there.
All right, real quick, I did forget to mention that you can connect an app to this. So I just downloaded the app and was connecting the components and updating firmware right now. So definitely make sure you do that so you can make sure you have the most up-to-date stuff running on there. And then you can, from my understanding, control how much it shifts. If you press and hold the upshift button, how many gears it moves, whether it's 2 or 3 or all the way. You can also, I know, flip the controls if you want the down button to go down the cassette instead of down shifting, which makes it go up the cassette. You can do that as well. My buddy runs his that way, and it's totally backwards to my brain. I know one of the upsides of the the new system, or I shouldn't say system, but the new controller, is that it is more familiar. It's more similar to the typical controller, where the old one was just a toggle switch that went up and down. So I could see where it makes a little bit more sense, you know, that you're pushing up or pushing down, where this one, I'm definitely leaving in the default setting of when I press down, it downshifts, which means that it goes up the cassette. As you can see right now, it's flashing, it's still updating right now. So, but you can change that in the app if you want it to go the other way. If you want to press down and have it go down the cassette, you can do that. So, anyway, I forgot to mention the software or the app. So I wanted to make sure I did that real quick. Hey, update successful. How about them apples? You can do multi-shift. You can decide if you want it to go up 2 gears, 3 gears, or all the gears. I'll probably play around with that. I would imagine I'll probably do 2, maybe 3, for when I, you know, come around a corner or something and all of a sudden there's a big uphill or a big downhill and you want to upshift or downshift quickly. I'll play with that. I have no idea what it's going to feel like. I know right now when that happens, I mash the downshift to make it easier, so it'll change 2 or 3 gears. And then when I want to upshift, I'd click it 2 or 3 times real quick. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to use for this. So we'll see how it goes. So there we have it. I am, like I said at the beginning, not a bike mechanic by any stretch, but the install was relatively simple. The hardest part about any derailleur installation is running, especially on an internally routed bike, running cables, getting that tension set right, and then tuning. Here, you don't have to worry about it. It's kind of nice. Is the electron or the wireless shifting a needed thing? Absolutely not. Is it really freaking cool? Absolutely it is. So I don't know. I'm anxious to get it out on the trails. The weather around here has not been the best for trail conditions. We have a nice day today. We have lots of freeze thaw coming over the next week or so. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll be able to get it out anytime soon. I do need to remember to set my air pressure back up. I have not done that yet. The Fix-It 6 worked freaking awesome. All of the little tools hold well in here and had everything I needed outside of the... It does actually come with a chain tool. I don't have the kit sitting here with me right now, but it does have a chain breaker, not necessarily the chain pliers like I use to take the master link off of this or the quick link off of this, or reset that quick link. But so I didn't use it for that. It doesn't have cutters. You know, I could have just ripped the ferrule off the end of the cable and then pulled it through, but why? This thing worked great for everything else. It's going to be an awesome addition to my bag. Now, one thing that does come in the SRAM AXS box is a coaster. Very high-end coaster. You'd think with as much as this thing costs, they'd give you something a little cooler than a cork coaster, but there is one here. So if you're going to have a coaster, might as well have a beer. So cheers to all of you. If you've got questions, I don't know how much I can help, but I will if I can. The installation, again, super simple. Watch this video. You're already watching this video. Watch the SRAM video. There's others that go in better detail. I watched the SRAM video a couple of times before I attempted this, so I knew how to pair everything up. So I knew how to make the micro adjustments. Plus, it's just good to know. So if you're on the trail, I rode a bike. I was renting a e-bike that had AXS on it, and we had some problems with shifting, and I had no idea how to make those adjustments. Thankfully, the guy I was riding with rides with AXS on his bike and happens to be a bike mechanic, so he was able to make the adjustments for me. Otherwise, I would have been pushing that 50-pound e-bike around because I couldn't get the shift. So know your stuff. Know your stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, please comment if you got any. Have a great day.